everybody, it's Lon.TV, and we're checking out a D-Link Wi-Fi baby monitor. This is the DCS-820L, and it only works with your smartphone or tablet. There is no separate monitoring device, and I've often had a really hard time recommending these to fellow parents because I want to know if the link between the camera and the device goes down, because you want to basically monitor your child the whole time that you're interested in making sure they're okay. And if you lose that link and have no way of knowing that you lost it, I just don't feel right about it. Now, what this camera claims to offer is push notifications, so that if for some reason that app crashes and you're registered the camera through D-Link's cloud app, it'll push notifications to your phone to let you know that there was a motion event, a sound event, or a disconnection of the camera. However, it worked great for me last night when I took it out of the box, and all night tonight it hasn't worked at all as far as that push notification is concerned. So I'm going to have a really hard time recommending this right now, just because it needs to work all the time. If it doesn't work all the time, then there's some issue there for me. So let's step through the hardware anyhow so you can see how it works. This is a VGA resolution camera. It is not pan, tilt, and zoom, so you just have to kind of get it into the right position. You do have quite a good range here, so you can find the right way to mount it. There are ways to, your little holes here to mount it on the wall, so you can kind of get it positioned in the right spot for your child. The ring here, this pink one, is replaceable, and it comes with a blue ring also. So if you want to swap out the pink for blue, you just tilt this thing here and pull it out, and you can do that. There is a focus ring on the camera as well, so you can find the right focus, and you have to have your app booted at the same time, of course, so you can make sure you've got everything on screen. It also has a pair of, or a set of infrared illuminators here for the night vision mode. So when the child is sleeping in the dark, you can keep an eye on them and keep them illuminated without them seeing it. And actually, the night vision works pretty nicely on here. I was very impressed with the image quality that comes out of it. On the back, you have the power adapter here. This is a USB power adapter. It comes with it, but it's very low voltage, and you can use any 1.5 amp USB connector to make it work. It also has an SD card slot here as well, so it can do, in addition to notifying the D-Link cloud service, you can also record events directly to the card. So if over the course of the night you want to see how often your child wakes up, you can take a look at a time-stamped video. Basically, it'll do a short recording every time something happens, whether it's sound or motion or both. So you have a way to kind of keep an eye on things at night too, just to see if your child is okay sleeping through the night. On the back here is a speaker, so you can talk to your child. I'll demonstrate that in a minute. And it can also play lullabies too. So if you want to maybe calm them down, you can hit a button on the app and be able to do that. So let's take a look at the app and see how that works. Now, when you first boot up the app, you get a list of all available cameras on your network, so you can actually monitor multiple cameras simultaneously. And these thumbnails don't update in real time, but you do get these little icons that record events. So what will happen is you see that 3 just went to 4, so it detected some motion and it added one to the list. Now, I haven't shut up since I started recording, so the crying one has left itself on at 1. Because it hasn't heard any break in audio. But let's click on the camera here and take a look at what's going on. Now, when you do go into the camera, you're not going to hear it now because I turned the volume down, but you will hear everything the camera hears through your phone. And if you were to quit the app, basically just go back out to your home screen, it'll play the audio in the background. So you have some way to listen to the app while you're doing other things. Now, if the app crashes, you're going to lose that audio, and you really don't know that it did. And I'm going to show you how to turn on some push alerts to prevent that from happening, or at least prevent you from not knowing that it happened. So but let's step through the rest of these icons first. So you can click the microphone button on the far left. You can have a conversation with your child. So everything that you say into your phone when that icon is lit up, you will hear out the back of the camera, or your child will hear out the back of the camera, which is pretty handy. You also have a camera icon down here, and if you tap that, it'll go into camera mode, and what you can do here is take a still image, which it will write back to the SD card that's built into the D-Link camera, but you can also download and play it back on your mobile device as well. And you can also switch it into video mode here and take videos in real time too, which is pretty cool. So that is a nice little feature. And let me just pop back in here. Now, the next icon is this exclamation point that's lit up, and that is basically turning on the motion events. So if you want this to record motion events and let you know what's going on, I would leave that activated. It'll also be important to have this activated in order to get those push alerts that I spoke about as well. Next to that is a little music icon, and if you click on that, you can play some lullabies. So if your child is getting a little fussy and you don't want to go upstairs just yet, you can hit the lullaby button here, and it will start playing some songs. Let me It's a nice relaxing music to put them back to sleep, and you know, you're back to normal there. Really, really good stuff. So you can play a whole bunch. It's about 5. I think there's 5 different songs on here that you can play, and pretty handy way to maybe buy yourself a few more minutes before you're ready to head upstairs. Next to that is the mute button here, so you can turn off the audio or turn it back on if you want to do that. Now on the far side here are these motion detection events. So if you wanted to acknowledge that you saw the crying and the motion, you can click that and it'll reset them. So if you went back out to that main screen, you could see that everything, something hasn't happened since you last reset it. And then if I start moving the camera again, we should see a motion event hopefully light up in a second here. Maybe not. There you go. Now, if you want to use the camera remotely, you have to use the D-Link cloud service, and that service is built into the app that you download to use with the camera. And what you do is just hit this little icon in the upper left-hand corner here. That will switch it into out-of-house mode, and it will then go through the D-Link service and connect to the camera remotely. And it looks very much the same, except if you look on the leftmost icon in the upper right-hand corner here, you see there's a clock now. And this is where you can turn on the push notifications that don't seem to be working for me tonight. So presumably what should happen is when any one of these motion events fires off like we saw on the other screen, you'll get a push notification on your phone to let you know that something happened or the camera got disconnected. But like I said, it doesn't really work all that great. I do recommend using a very strong password with the D-Link cloud service, because if somebody is able to figure out what your password is, they could also access your camera, and that would be a very bad thing, especially considering you can talk through the camera as well, and we've seen things in the news about that. So choose a good password and secure yourself and make it work. So that is the D-Link DCS-820L, and I have a really hard time recommending this or any Wi-Fi and smartphone-based baby monitor as your primary means of monitoring your child, because they're just not reliable enough. If the app crashes and it's running in the background and that push notification doesn't work, you have no idea that your child is going unmonitored, and that's a big problem for me. The fact that those push notifications just have not been working reliably for me is cause for concern. I think it's great if you want to use it as a secondary device, maybe when you're at the office and you want to keep an eye on what's going on in your house while you're away or something like that. That's fine, but as a primary means, not really. I would recommend sticking to a simpler device that is dedicated to monitoring your child. And those are all over the place. They're very affordable, and most of them have an alarm that if something were to sever the link between the camera and the monitor, you would know about it immediately. This doesn't seem to foot the bill just yet, but maybe if they improve some things, we'll take a second look later on. This is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.